What up, gang? Carolina Jackpot time coming at you. Friday evening, it means it's September 2nd, 2022. We are a mere 25 hours and a half away from kickoff tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. in Williams-Brice Stadium of the Gamecocks versus the Georgia State Cougars. I am looking so forward to this. Can't wait. Another season of Gamecock football. Man, I've been pumped ever since ever since the bowl game last year and that nice win over North Carolina. I've been ready, willing, and able for 2022 to get here, and can't wait. It's almost here. It's upon us. I'm gonna tell you what, tomorrow night Carolina Jackpot will be live streaming the game. The only thing about this game that I have any trepidation about is the fact that it's on this ESPN Plus network, the Plus. And now last year we opened up the season on the Plus against Eastern Illinois, and I was like, man, I'm not going to be able to see this damn game. Because whenever South Carolina played on those wonky networks like that, it would always be blacked out for some reason. However, everyone assured me it'd be fine, I'd be able to see it, and I was. So all was good there. So I'm feeling tomorrow night we won't have any problems watching the Gamecocks versus the Georgia State Panthers. But if we do, I will find some way, by God, to see that game, because I am not missing it for anything. It's just not happening. I'll figure out a way. Whether if I have to climb up on the roof of somebody else's house and hook some kind of cable up to their antenna or something, and string it in through the window, and we'll make sure we're watching Gamecock football. There will be hors d'oeuvres, there will be snacks served, there will be a little bit of alcohol served as well, and guess what, you can also bring your kids. You can bring your kids to watch, because there will be no foul language used. There also won't be no lying, which is something I just did right there. Yeah, there's probably going to be a little bit of cursing, because I mean, if the Gamecocks are involved, you can bet your damn bottom dollar or your bottom nickel that we'll do something stupid at some point during that game. But I'm fully expecting a Gamecocks win. Got a lot of idiots over in the comment section yesterday of the video I put out with my official prediction, 34-13 Georgia State. Whatever. I mean, you don't believe that. No more than man to moon. So looking forward to that. But let's talk real quick about last night's games, just involving whatever. All right, Penn State and Purdue. I told everybody Penn State was going to beat Purdue, and they did. It's just, you know, I just knew that James Franklin. I feel like this year the guy's coaching for his job. I don't know how he still has one, to be honest with you. Penn State is a marquee program and should have been in the college football playoff by now. This guy has skated around for 8 or 9 years and done just enough, in my opinion, to not get fired. He's kind of like, well, I mean, he's Black Scott Frost. That's what he's, Black Scott Frost. Except he doesn't have losing records. He just has very mediocre winning records at a school where he should be dominant. He should be winning 10, 11 ball games a year. I should be competing for the Big Ten championship. I don't give a damn if Ohio State's in his division or not. He should. He should be better than Michigan. He's the entire state of Pennsylvania to recruit. There's a lot of talent there. So I don't get that. But anyway, he got a nice win last night against Purdue, I guess. It's a big win. And then Pitt beat West Virginia. At first I thought maybe West Virginia could pull this out. Then I got to thinking about some other stuff I'd read. You know, JT Daniels, I mean, he came in there at, you know, the beginning of the summer. He didn't go through spring practice with West Virginia. And, you know, both teams had decent defensive attacks, which I think you saw last night. And, you know, Pitt, run game, I think, better than West Virginia's. And they did what I had to do to win that game. So I told everybody that I thought Pitt would win after I knew all those things, and it proved me out true. Now, SEC East games, or games involving SEC East teams. Let's first off start with who impressed. Well, I mean, both of them impressed me. Mizzou impressed me, covering the spread against Louisiana Tech. And they started off like a real turd burger. They looked really slow out of the gate. And let's be frank, this was not... Louisiana Tech has had some teams in the past that were capable of pulling upsets against Power 5 competition, SEC competition. They almost beat Mississippi State a couple of years ago. Mississippi State had like a miracle fourth quarter comeback, if you'll remember that, to beat them. They came fairly close against NC State. It was either last year or, yeah, I think it was last year. So Louisiana Tech is not a terrible team. However, this version is not very good. Not very good at all. They couldn't move the ball whatsoever. Mizzou's defense, I'm not going to say it's legit. I'm not going to say that it's, you know, Clemson level good or anything like that. But, you know, even though it did have an old Clemson player on there, Joseph Charleston intercepted a pass, took it back to the house for a touchdown. He also intercepted another pass that a PI call was made on that was negated. But that young man did the smartest thing that he could ever do for himself in his future life outside of football and in football by getting out of that dump and heading to Missouri. Their defense was impressive, and that's a good thing for them because Steve Wilkes had that defense in horrible shape last year. They were terrible against everybody but Gamecocks, and we all know what that was. The Gamecocks' offense was the defense for most teams. Offensively, I mean, they looked decent. Luther Burden made a couple of appearances, did okay. Quarterback, I'm not sure that's the guy you can lead you into the future, but you know, it was good enough for them to they put 45 points on the board. They had to pick 6 from Joseph Charleston. Can't count that. So it was a good win for Mizzou. They covered the spread against La, and they have a big game on the road next week against Kansas State, which I think will be a lot tougher than what they saw last night. They're really going to have to get going out of the gate fast if they're going to win that game. Tennessee, I mean, did what I knew they were going to do, and I think what everybody expected them to do. They blew out Ball State. I expected Ball State to have. Ball State had some success offensively. If you want to look at the stats, Ball State's starting quarterback, he only threw for like 80 yards less than what Hendon Ho did. That's crazy, but he did. Problem is, they kept stepping on their own ding-a-ling when they got on the Tennessee side of the field. Penalties, couldn't convert on third down. One kid fumbled through the end zone. It was a blowout by that time anyway. Congratulations, Tennessee. The refs made the right call on that one. It was a fumble. So congratulations. Y'all got y'all's call back from the Purdue game, I guess. Got your retribution there when they took that touchdown away from Ball State. Hendon Hooker threw a few passes that should have been intercepted, that would have been intercepted by a better defense. But once again, it's Ball State. Now, Ball State's been a decent team in the past, and I kind of thought they might get a little bit of a backdoor cover action, but they just simply they're very inept offensively in the red zone, or well, really in between the 30s, they can move the football, but once you get past there, it's not happening. So it's not really red zone. But yeah, they were not very effective there. Tennessee, I mean, the gimmick offense, did what it had to do. Cedric Tillman, some nice grabs there. What's the other guy's name? Jalen Wyatt. Wyatt, I think is his last name. Yeah, he's all right. Did pretty good. Next week's competition is going to be a 180-degree different team from what you faced last night, Pitt Panthers. So hope you're ready. Go Pittsburgh, by the way. Go Pitt. Pitt is it. Anyway, that's about all I got to say about that. Both the SEC East teams did about what I expected them to do. Missouri, actually, if you want to just throw it on out there, Missouri impressed me a little bit more than Tennessee did, just by the fact that they played well defensively and put some points up on the board. I knew Tennessee was going to put some points up on the board, and I knew Ball State wasn't going to put a lot up there. So that's about what I think about it. Anyway, appreciate it, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Be there or be square. Go Gamecocks. Woo! Go Coach Beamer, baby!